What is going on, garden fans? Welcome back to the Permaculture Homestead. I'm at the project site today. It is the end of February 28th, 2023. We are in Zone 8, South Carolina, and I want to give you a peek at the whole place here in very early spring, kind of show you everything that's flowering out, leafing out, and then really quickly give you a quick tip on some income streams for you and your permaculture garden. Come on back, enjoy the journey. Okay, the first thing I want to touch on is some income streams for your permaculture garden. Of course, the obvious things you could sell are your fruits, your vegetables, but do keep in mind that tree stock from runners or plants that have self-seeded themselves are a great way to make some money on your permaculture homestead. I am out here today in very early spring pulling up some jujube runners and jujube plants that had seeded themselves over the past couple years, and these are going to be for sale in the spring. By all means, keep in touch. If you're in the area, I will certainly be letting you know when these things are ready to buy. I'm also going to be pulling up some hazelnuts today. We're going to be pulling up some Iliagnus, multifloria, and I have some of the Chickasaw plums that I'm going to be pulling up today to pot on. So a diverse grouping of plants that I'm able to kind of pull up today, pot on, and get ready for spring. And do keep in mind that this is a great income stream for anybody with a permaculture orchard or an orchard in general. Today's update, we have got things that are breaking dormancy here. Early spring figs are starting to put on some green growth. I'm sure you can see all this green growth on the figs going down the swale mound here. Our blueberry patch is basically in full bloom. Most of these flowers have not yet opened up fully yet, and if it stays kind of chilly, they won't. Our last frost date here in Zone 8, South Carolina is in March the 15th, so we do still have the risk of frost out here. All of our mayhaws, we have 1, 2, 3 mayhaws are starting to flower out. The Chickasaw plums that you saw in the last update have fully flowered, have been pollinated, and they're starting to put on some really nice looking green growth. Once again, if there's any threat of late frost, or if we have a late frost, that's going to kind of damage up all this tender new growth here. Something still flowering, cherry tree. And out here on the site we have a few cherry trees. We have a Lee cherry, a mini royal cherry. And somebody asked a great question last week about the chill hours for these things. They may not be getting enough chill hours here in South Carolina, but this was one that the owner wanted to put in. It's a beautiful looking plant, nice flowering plant. That's a great cross pollinator. Here is that hazelnut patch I was talking about. And like I said about the runners, you can see how many runners this thing has coming off the main leader deep in there. So this is a great income stream for your garden. If you're pulling up a runner or 2 or 3 every year to sell on, you're going to have yourself a nice little stream of income from your garden. Some other things. You can see our lime, rich green clover and vetch ground cover is really starting to come in here. This is a huge biomass accumulation of nitrogen fixing living mulch that we're going to allow to grow. It's great pollination for the bees. I want to show you all this mulberry tree. This has definitely been in the ground for about 6 years now, and it is absolutely loaded down with fruit. Very mature tree here, provided I prune it, which you see I've been doing here, making sure that we got good airflow throughout the center of this tree. It will continue to grow and produce, and this is probably the most fruit I've seen on this mulberry tree. It's looking really good this year. I really hope they can make it through and we don't get any more frosty days. The plum tree in the last update that was in full flower is now putting on some green growth. So Ozark plum and some other things that are flowering for us now. We have pears out here, Asian pears, and they are absolutely breaking dormancy, putting on some green fresh growth, budding and flowering all at the same time. So I wanted to give you all just a quick update here, garden fans, of what's going on and how it looks. Really appreciate you all stopping by. As always, if you have any questions about this site in general or permaculture, just ask. I will certainly try to answer every question the day I post a video. If you're in the local area, by all means, hit that subscribe button, keep in touch, and I will certainly have an update video on when we're going to be selling all this tree stock that I'm pulling up today. Thanks as always for watching, garden fans. We love y'all. God bless.